Do men just get numb to fear of rejection? Because I think as a man, I would be, like, obviously scared to ask a girl out, but, like, you have to man up and just do it. But you guys probably get rejected so many times. Like, how do you just, like, become used to that rejection? What do they call it? Exposure therapy. That's what it's called. Is it just, like, exposure therapy and you guys get used to it? Because that's one thing I'm so glad we don't have to do as girls, is make the first move. I'm not doing that.
PSA for every man that's crippled by rejection: don't forget, men have literally stopped approaching women because they're afraid to get rejected. They're afraid to be called creepy, fill in the blank. And when we act out of fear, we create the reality we're most fearful of. So, reminder to just shoot your shot, put yourself out there, and know that rejection is literally never personal. It's actually hot to have the courage and confidence to go after what you want in life.
Man, what's happening in bars today is wild. Women complain that men don't approach, but when they do, they get humiliated over the smallest things. And now they swear it's fear. Nah, you're about to see what's really behind this.
She says no. No, sorry, I'm not interested. What's the worst case scenario at that point? What happens? What happens? Do you shrink an inch? Do you lose? Like, does your hairline recede an inch? Does money, like, fall out of your bank account? What happens? Please. So I have minus 1,000 aura. No, that's not a thing. The aura is lost. Okay. And if she says yes, how much aura is gained? Please. You'd rather hold your dignity? You ain't holding no lady in your bed because you scared you holding your dignity. Because you ain't getting no play if you not approaching nobody. Just say have a nice day with a smile and walk off. Thank you, Sancho. Yes, exactly.
There's a lot of discussion on one of my most recent TikTok videos about how Australian men are too afraid to approach women because they are worried about being rejected. And there were a lot of men, grown men, in my comments saying, well, why would I approach a woman if she's just going to reject me? I have a little message to the fellas out there, and I want to make myself loud and clear. You are going to get rejected. It's going to happen sometimes. But the woman should not be the one who has to chase you. As a woman myself, I'm going to speak on behalf of women everywhere that if you're too afraid to get rejected by a girl at a bar, I really am concerned for you, because we're looking for a guy that's gonna kill a spider. We're looking for a guy that if, like an axe murderer were to barge in the middle of the night, like, are you gonna defend your family? We're looking for that. So if you are too afraid of going up to a girl and asking, what she's drinking, what her name is, like what she's wearing, where she lives, where she's from, what she does for work, fellas, it's not looking good. Like, if you really just stand there and want a woman to come up to you, it's kind of giving princess energy. It's kind of giving damsel in distress, come save me. And that's how you want to set things up. That's how you want to set the tone. I don't know, them wanting to be the one that's approached first. Like, should we start buying the flowers on Valentine's Day? Should we start opening car doors? Like, I don't know, they want princess treatment.
She's confusing fear of rejection with self-preservation. Guys today aren't avoiding approaching because they're insecure. They avoid it because they know they can get treated like trash, exposed, or even accused of something serious for no reason. It's not about killing spiders. It's about not entering a game where only he risks everything. And yeah, she wants confidence, but ignores how hostile the environment has become. Men aren't stupid. They see when approaching turns into a social trap and just choose not to play.
Listen, I know some men aren't going to want to hear this, but some of y'all have a hard time accepting the fact that a woman doesn't want you. Hold on, let me cook. And I'm not talking for the girls that get weird and distant when you show interest. I'm talking for the girls that communicate it like, I'm not interested. Oh, you're a nice guy, but I don't see a future with us. Thank you for the date, but I don't think we should go out on any more dates, whatever the case may be, right? Some men, that triggers into their mind like, oh, well, she's just not interested in me yet, and I'm gonna up the ante, because I've seen it. It's happened to me. It's happened to other women that I know. They up the ante. So, well, I know she said she's not interested. So instead of me falling back, next week I'm gonna call her and ask her out again. I'm gonna text her good morning, even though she told me she's not interested. I'm going to ask her out on another date. Like, she already told you no. Some of y'all be setting yourselves up for failure.
This is advice for all the guys. Yesterday I was at the bar. Some guy came up to me and my homegirls. There was 3 of us. And we had a really good time. Then, long story short, we ended up going to after party. We ended up, having a good time, drinking, whatever, and hanging out. So then by the time I'm about to leave, he goes up to me and he was like, hey, what are the chances of me talking to you? Like, why didn't you give me the time of day? Like, I know that you're a very intimidating person, and I do get that a lot. But let me just tell you something. If I look intimidating, but you still really want to talk to me, just go ahead and talk to me. The reason I told him, I'm like, the reason why I wasn't giving him the time of day was because when he did go up to me, he didn't approach me right away. So when he approached me, he approached everyone else and acknowledged everyone else, and then he acknowledged me last. Like, so he was giving everybody else the time of day, like my homegirls, instead of me. So I don't like that. So word of advice, if you like really trying to talk to that one girl but she seems intimidating, just go for it. Like, seriously. Don't be scared of rejection.
This is where the problem is obvious. Too many rules and zero consistency. The guy approached, was polite, talked to everyone, which is basic, and still got penalized for not following some invisible script that only exists in her head. Then they complain men don't approach. How are you supposed to do it right if every little detail becomes a mistake? It's not a lack of courage, it's a lack of incentive. Guys think, is it worth the risk of being ignored or judged over something small? Most times it's not.
What takes a guy so long to make the first move?
I would say it's fear of rejection. I just think that's a lot of dudes' problem, and we're not willing to like say that because you got to be like strong and tough. But like fear of rejection is so real, and to like put yourself out there, especially when they don't know much about you, you're putting almost your value in their hands for a second to go, are you worth it or not to me to even go out on a date? That is so vulnerable. Now I know that's a lot of pressure to put on a girl. That's not like, you don't need to hold that pressure, but that's what a guy can feel. You want to is this balance on like playing it cool versus like being too into it at the start. And so I think that's what guys think through also, is like, you're calm but kind of freaking out. And how do I give the calm, cool, confident, yet inside I'm kind of like, oh man, I'm a little like,
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're balancing. And it's like hard to know what response you're gonna get. So there's this like war going on.
Here's what I think about when it comes to men approaching women. Why don't you do it more often? Honestly, I'm getting sick of everyone being like, well, women have just shoved us out so hard or they don't want to be approached anymore. I'm like, okay, listen. First of all, you can tell a vibe if it's there or not immediately, right? A guy came up to my friend and I at Boondocks and he was like, are you guys from here? And we're like, yeah, or we're not from here, but like, we live here now. And whenever you go to Boondocks in Scottsdale, you know they're going to be surrounded by bachelor parties, okay? So like, just keep your eyes open, keep everything peeled. Like, you're going to probably be around some guys that are trying to like, look to just be there, hit it and quit it, which is, I mean, good for you. He came in and he was like asking us where they should go. And we're like, you don't have anything planned? He's like, no. I'm like, okay, well, that just seems like wrong, and it seems like an excuse for you to come up to us. But like, we weren't mean to him. We were just like talking to him. Like, it was a conversation. I think like, if you just go up to a woman and have a conversation, why not just try it? I don't get it. The Falcos in Scottsdale. I think the biggest thing for me is that I'm a confident, outgoing person. I really do have no problem going up to someone, but like, I want to see if a man has confidence and comes up to me, because that's what I ultimately find sexy. Like, if you have confidence and you have a good personality and you come up to me and you have no problem doing it and having a conversation, like, I'm into it. I think that's really sweet. Obviously, it depends how the conversation goes. If I can read that you're just kind of like a weirdo after that, like, then I'm going to be like, okay, swerve, right? But if you can hold a conversation, then most likely I'm like, okay, cool. Hey, how you doing? I don't plan to meet the love of my life at a bar, but you never know. It's just getting to a point where I'm like, wow, men and women really are not speaking at bars anymore. It's everything I wanted and more. You would have thought I haven't eaten in days. What the fuck?
She talks about reading the vibe, but ignores that today that vibe is completely confusing. One day it's okay, the next, it's harassment. The modern man is walking through a minefield. It used to be simple. Approach, try, move on. Now there's social judgment, exposure, even public humiliation. So it's not that he lost confidence. He became more strategic. He only invests where he sees clear interest, because nobody wants to be the guy who becomes a joke just for starting a conversation.
Oh, but L, why are men so afraid of rejection? Oh, but L, why are they so afraid of rejection? Blah, blah, blah. Because they have inflated egos and they have low self-esteem, girl. They're insecure. You really think that an insecure person who believes that everything that someone tells them is the truth, you really think that they would take rejection lightly? Yeah, girl, absolutely not. I see a lot of women asking people in general, like, why men can't take rejection. Oh, rejection's a natural part of life, which it is. And it's because most men under a patriarchal system are going to be insecure as hell. Think about it, right? Although the patriarchy mostly benefits men, that's why they still continue to uphold it, they still get some downsides from living in a patriarchal society. Feeling entitled to women, feeling as though they need to compete with other men, feeling as though they need to impress other men. It's all very simple once you start to think about it. Honestly, ladies, you shouldn't even be worrying about the men that don't take rejection lightly, because that's not the kind of man that you want in your life anyway. Man that cannot take rejection is a man that is insecure, has a fragile ego, and feels entitled to women's attention. Peace and love.
Okay, I posted a video about like how a man approached me at the bar and I was like, that was so funny, blah, blah, blah. Like, why don't more men do this? Because they're not doing it anymore. And then so many men were coming at me like, no, women should approach men. You know, like we are so done being disrespected and blah, 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 blah. Listen, here's what I have to say. My girlfriends and I had a really good conversation about this last night. And my one girlfriend works in a barber shop, okay? So there was one barber who has been married for 25 years and counting. And then another barber who's 35 and single, okay? The married man was like, yo, what is going on with dating these days? Like, what is happening? What is going on? And the single guy was like, well, I'm done approaching women because they're disrespectful and blah, blah, blah. The married man was like, okay, well, what happens when you get rejected or whatever? Like, what do you do? Do you just move on and try again? Like, what are you doing? And he's like, no, I actually fight them on it. And I want to like prove my point and just like let them know that they've been disrespectful. And like, whatever, I'm going to argue it. And he was like, why don't you just take the L, move on, and then try again? What do you think that I did? I didn't get rejected before I found my wife? What do you think is happening? That has happened since eternity. And all of a sudden now all these men are like, nah, 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 cry back baby bitches. Sorry, maybe your mom coddled you a little bit too much, but that's how it works for women approaching men as well. And this is what else I have to say that I kind of clicked in my head, because so many motherfuckers like to tell me, oh, you're masculine. No one wants you because you're masculine. But then you guys are dead ass on the next TikTok saying, well, you should approach men. Oh, so you want me to try to be feminine for you, but then also have that masculine quality of like going up to a man and like inserting my dominant. Like, what do you want? What do you want? 1 + 1 = 2 and 2 + 2 = 4. Then what the fuck do you want? I saw this happen in real life last night. I was a DD for my friends and they went out and I was like, buy them, whatever. This drunk ass man goes up to my friend who's dancing and she was like, get away. Like, I'm good, dude. Like, and he was blacked out. You could see his, like, one eye was this way, the other one was this way, okay? And he's like all over my friend and she's like, dude, please, like, get away from me. He dead ass, and I have the clip and I'll put it right fucking here. He goes like this. He's like, ugh. He's like trying to fight her because she was not interested in him. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? I don't care who this person is in this video either. Like, that was fucking weird. What men are not understanding when it comes to women is that I have to have my head on a swivel 24/7. Women have to have their head on a swivel and be aware of their surroundings more than men. Point blank fucking period. I have to worry about like my maintenance workers like around here being like not too nice to them. Nice enough, but to the point where they don't think that I'm gonna be fucking like, hey, come into my apartment. I need to like draw that line because I'm a fucking woman. If I am getting approached by a man and I'm not interested, whether it's the fucking, he's not my type, he's not funny, he's being weird, women have a gut feeling. There are so many different reasons why, like if a man approaches me and I'm like, no, this isn't it, blah, blah, blah. There's different types of like reactions. There's one like last night, this guy came up to me, you know, he was nice, but not my type. And I was like, no, you know, I'm good. And I had a good conversation with him. And then we moved on with our life. There was other men that I'm like, get the fuck away from me. And it's warranted. So if you are one of those people that are just getting rejected time and time again at the bar, look inward. Are you being creepy? Are you trying to like, what are you trying to do? Are you expecting a woman just because you go up to her to just fold and be like, yeah, okay. Do you expect us to just accept every single time a man comes up to us and like think that you're gonna take us home? Do you really think that? And then do you think that we aren't already on edge 24/7 everywhere we go? Like literally I walk around the fucking bar like this. When I'm walking around, when I'm chilling, when I'm doing anything, I walk around the bar like this because I don't want to get fucking roofied. Like, are y'all fucking kidding? If a woman rejects you, then look inward. You're probably a 3 punching and trying to get an 11. Dude, look inward. You guys act like it's fucking rocket science. It's not. you're being a bitch. Women can go up to them, but you all want a fucking feminine woman. And honestly, kind of approaching a man is a more masculine trait. So we're damned if we do, we're damned if we don't. And you guys can suck my dick.
There's a real point here mixed with a lot of contradiction. Yeah, there are clueless men, drunk, invasive, that's always existed. But using those extremes to explain why men in general stopped approaching is just distorting reality. Most guys are just tired of being disrespected or constantly tested, and she proves it herself. She demands confidence, but also creates 1,000 rules and risks. In the end, the man looks at it and thinks, what's the point? That's not weakness, it's calculation.